Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a streak who can catch me with...
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Welcome to the Armoury. Welcome to Full Time Sports Network. Welcome to Arsenal News. I don't know what episode this is. I've lost count now. But we have my favourite pod brother. How are we doing, Brenny?
I'm good. I'm very good, very good. It's been a very good day. I think my daughter's tuned in already, so I had a good day out of her today, and I'm feeling kind of stuffed in the restaurant we was at. So, but she probably is too. But no, it's been a good day. Can't complain.
Awesome stuff. Tony's in the house saying B&B. We're going to be called B&B now. Evening to Tony Fulbrook as well. Evening, Bommy and Brenny K and all. Thank you very much, Tony. Hope you're all doing well. So, yeah, we're here for another Arsenal episode of Arsenal News. It's the Friday episode, but the main thing is tomorrow, Arsenal kickoff. I'm looking forward to that. Brenny, obviously you weren't on the preview yesterday, but you're looking forward to the game?
Yes, I'm looking forward to the game, very much so. And it's, do you know what? I was thinking about this fixture, and I'm like, yeah, I know Forest beat us towards the end of the season, obviously, and well, we all know what happened then. But if we was away at Forest tomorrow, I'd probably be looking forward to it even more, because I'm thinking, you know what, we haven't won there in 2 games in all competitions, and you know, it'd been a case of, yeah, let's payback. But we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait later on in the season for that, you know. So yeah. No, I'm just excited about tomorrow, and just hopefully we can get 3 points on the board.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we all want, and a good performance. I need good performances this season. I need pretty much 90. I'm going to go with 98% good performances. Yeah. I always allow a little bit of a blip, not too much, just a little one. Pick up to Tony Fulbrook saying, "Thank you, Bobby, for my fix for today. My pleasure. It's been a very busy day, so I'm glad I can help you guys. The supporters who wanted Caicedo instead of Rice, thank God we chose right. Yeah, that is mad. £110 million. Don't get me wrong, Caicedo is a good player. 110? No, not on your Nelly. Big up to Guna Greg. Is that Burnley or Villa, Bobby? It's Burnley. I am supporting the Burnley tonight. Beat the City. But also I've got a lot of family connections with Burnley as well. So it's a big thing, big link. But that's for another stream, not for tonight. But yeah, it's Burnley. So let's get on to the news. Let's talk about the first story. We are awaiting Team Sloth for the Raya announcement. It is done. I even know what shirt he's wearing. I know what number he's wearing. I know his shoe size. I know what locker he's got. I know where he's living. You know, I know everything. But in all seriousness, it's going to take forever for the announcement. It could happen tonight. It hasn't happened as of yet, I don't believe. Checking my phone. No, it hasn't been announced yet. Probably going to be announced at the game, I would have thought. It wouldn't surprise me if he just comes on the pitch with his shirt, or he's just in the lineup, because as far as I'm aware, he was registered by 12 o'clock. So he should be on the bench. But the announcement technically should come out before that as well. So God knows, this is Team Sloth. So anything could happen. Raya, move for you, Brenny. Good move for you, especially with the loan with the obligation to buy now.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Seen him a few times last season. And yeah, he's a very impressive keeper. He's very commanding, you know, as well. Distribution, I think, is good. I don't think it's, you know, it's. I mean, I didn't see him when it came. Speaking of distribution, I didn't see him do it an awful lot the way we do it. But he's obviously going to have to adapt to that when he does get some game time. Yeah, you know. But I have confidence in him, because another thing as well, people tend to forget. I know we never wish it upon players, right? But there could be a situation where we're thinking, oh yeah, it could be just featuring in League Cup games, Champions League games, if we've qualified with 2 games to spare, you know. But there's also there is life outside football, and for example. Ramsdale could have an issue, or he could get injured, or he could do something crazy during a game where, touchwood, hopefully not, he ends up getting a red card, and we don't have him for the next fixture. We've got a reliable keeper there, so there is that, there is that to think about as well. It's not just about Ramsdale will most likely play all the league games. I mean, I know he did last season. He was he was in the Premier League. Of course, we knew Turner never played in the Premier League, but you got to take them into consideration, And this is why we have a squad, because we're in. I know we was in 4 competitions last season, but we're in 4 competitions again this season. Whereas, unlike the Europa League, we will be taking the Champions League seriously. So I welcome the signing. Albeit a loan signing, I welcome it, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Right, let's have a look at what Tony said there, because I love it. Spielberg makes films quicker than Arsenal makes a video. 100%. I know everything is done. Media duties are
even
done.
Schindler's List. I agree.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how long this takes. I guarantee he'll be probably on the bench tomorrow. If not, he'll be on Kwanko, but I'm pretty sure Raya will be on the bench because it was done just before 12. But honestly, come on, Arsenal. Just get the announcement out. Big up to Chris. I really can't stand the media. You've got family and you're stood there like pineapples trying to see if a player, cough, cough. Kane is in every car you see. Yeah, it's mad. Obviously, Kane is now in Munich. What I don't like about the Kane situation is, and it's unfair to Harry, his wife is heavily pregnant. And this is the last bit of stress that his whole family needs. I think they should have just dealt with it a lot better than this. I'm gonna put this blame on Daniel Levy, if I'm honest. Should have just thought about the family situation, because it's stressful for his wife as well, because she's they're gonna have to move to Munich, to play for Munich. So yeah, it's just been really stressful. I don't like it all, but big up to Harry. It was, there's been a lot of pressure from ex-England internationals saying, "Oh, don't leave, don't do this," and I'm like, let him choose his career. Let him. And I think he's done the right choice. He should have done this a couple of years ago, if I'm honest, but good on him. Tony saying, hi, Silver One and Guna Greg. Breaking news, Raya takes out restraining order. Oh, boy. Love it, Luke. I hope this isn't just one mistake job by Ramsdale. I don't think so. Look, I've always been one, and I know Brenny's the same. I don't want a big drop-off. I don't want there being backups. I want there being squad competition.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with having competition in goal either, in my opinion. I've never seen it at Arsenal. I know someone tried to put Maniga in there the other day. Canners was talking about Maniga being a good competition, not on your Nelly for me. But we've never had it.
Spell, though. He had that good spell in 97, 98.
Yeah, but it's a good spell.
He had that spell.
it's a good spell. I forgot. How do we manage to sign Bergkamp? He hated flying. It was train, as far as I was aware, from Dennis, wasn't it? And didn't he take medication as well? Didn't he get knocked out?
Well, I heard it was. Wasn't it something to do with the? It was something. I thought it was something to do with the USA World Cup in '94. There was some scare or something. A bomb scare or something.
Yeah.
I think it was on the way back.
Yeah.
And he hadn't flown since.
Yeah. I still don't think he has either.
So yeah.
Yeah.
No, he hasn't.
Madness.
No.
But yeah, look, Dennis is one of my favourites. He's the only person I've got on my shirt. When the green shirt gets released, I will be choosing another Arsenal player, and it's not going to be a current one. It's going to be Lee Dixon. All hail the right back.
Yeah.
All hail the right back. It's got to be. The next one will be Ian Wright.
Yeah.
The next one
Funny
will be
story
Ian
about
Wright,
Lee Dixon.
Go on, mate.
Well, I mean, Lee Dixon, he's the only former Arsenal player I'd ever met who basically ignored me. And how I looked at it, I thought, okay, respect you as a player, but as a person, it's like, well, see you, mate. You know what I mean? It was just like I shouted out one day, "Hey, legend!" He just looked at me and say, "Yeah, all right, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever."
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then he went into the box at the Emirates. I thought, fine, mate. You know, but yeah, but how I look at that is I still have respect for him as a player and what he did for the club.
yeah,
But there'll always be that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And that's the thing with former players. But yeah, for that, it's like, yeah, I wouldn't want to go to the pub with him, but I respect what he did for the club.
Yeah, there's certain people that are working on a YouTube channel that I bumped into when they were up here for the Wolves Arsenal game, and that's definitely for another stream. But what I will say about an Arsenal player that I've bumped into a lot is Romford Pele. You all know is Ray Parlour. He used to go to the pier where my mum and dad lived. So he was there every summer. Such a nice guy. Always said hello. Would sign a signature if someone asked him nicely. Absolute legend. Ray Parlour is absolute legend. Love him to bits. Not just because he's got fellow ginger hair like me, but I just love him. Such a nice guy. Charlie George, my all-time favourite. Very nice guy. I've heard about Charlie George. Absolute
That's what
legend.
I've heard too.
Yeah, absolute legend he is. But yeah, we're going down. Me and Brenny should just do a history stream. Bring on Moss as well.
We're waiting. Yeah, it's got to be done.
We've got to just have a nice little chat about the good old times. My mate was stood behind Roy Keane in the post office and wisely decided not to say hello. I wouldn't. If he was walking near me, I'd literally cross the road and avoid him. He's a crazy man. Roy Keane is absolute crazy dude.
I'd say Vieira.
Yeah. Tony Fulbrook is up for that.
I'd say Vieira.
Tony Fulbrook is up for the history chat. Yeah, we'll have to do it one day. We'll have to try and get Moss on, get some other old ones as well. Have a good old natter. Right, let's move on to the second slide. Matt Tony officially leaves Arsenal for £7 million. All officially now. He probably will be playing against us tomorrow as well. Brenny, how did you feel about this?
Yeah, I mean, he's good. I mean, he's a good shot stopper. But I mean, it was one of those things where he's not a bad keeper, but then he's not a great keeper. And when I looked at that signing, I thought to myself, did Mikel Arteta really want him? I personally don't think he did. I don't think you know what I mean? You know what it kind of reminds me of, right? The kind of with him and to a degree, Trusty as well. It kind of reminds me of a Junichi Inamoto signing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's go Japanese.
Yeah.
And let's just bring someone in who's not going to play for us and stuff like that. But he's a good player. He was a good player, Inamoto.
Yeah, he was.
Proved that for his country. Proved it when he went to Fulham. He had a good spell there. So, that's what it reminded me of. You know what I mean? It was something maybe that's what the Cronkies wanted. You know what I mean? But it's if you're gonna get someone from the US who's quality, mind you, I don't know if he exists. I don't know if he has a beer for him. Mind you, get Alexi Lalas Jr. I don't know, but.
Yeah. I know you mean. Yeah.
But you know what I mean. But you know what? From what I've seen in training and Europa League performances, I didn't think they were bad at all. Europa League, I thought he did quite well in those games.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And he was commanding as well. So I just wish him all the best, and hopefully he has. If he starts tomorrow, hopefully he has a nightmare.
Let's hope. But it does always work the other way around for us, unfortunately. When we're still a goalkeeper, they face us. Cool. They have one of those games.
Oh, they have the game of the season, innit?
Yeah. Big up to Eugene. Raya will be used when Arsenal is playing against high-placing teams like Man City, Man U, Brighton, etc., because he is comfortable to bypass the midfield with an accuracy pass to the wingers or strikers. And you know what, Eugene?
That's a really good point.
It is. It's a very valid point, and what a lot of people don't remember or haven't seen because they don't watch the Championship much is when he was at Blackburn, he was very, very, very comfortable with his feet. Brentford just play a slightly different style of football, but at Blackburn he was very good. So I do believe that is also an option because obviously I think Kai Havertz will play certain games which he is needed for a specific system and will be dropped for other games because he doesn't fit the system. And I think that could be the case with Raya as well. And that would make sense because Ramsdale is very comfortable with a short pass. Raya is very comfortable with a long pass where Ramsdale isn't. So, yeah, Eugene, I think you've got it spot on. It could happen. Big up to Arsenal since 1987. Arsenal forever for everyone that knows him before. Let's hope we don't get Man United at Bayern Munich in the Champions League. It could be another 10-2 aggregate score with Kane scoring 7 goals. I don't believe we're in that kind of situation with our squad anymore. No, yeah, it just won't happen. And to be honest, I'm not scared of Munich because they've got Tuchel in charge, so I'm not worried about him at all. If I'm honest, Silver would say I bumped into Paul Merson twice, both times at the toilets. Big questions around that, Tony. Once at Brent Cross Shopping Centre in '96, then the NIA in Birmingham in 2004. I do question why it was both at the toilets.
Well, I know the guy personally anyway. So
yeah,
I went to school with his brother, played football too, and his old man was my manager when I played for Hive under-14s and under-15. So yeah, nice family, top guy, most.
Yeah. I think Turner is at his level, says Tony now. I think so as well. Turner will score with a header like Please don't risk that on us. Can't drop my boy Bobby, don't upset me. Look, I just think that sometimes Kai won't play because he doesn't fit the system that Arteta wants to do that day. I think Rambo's distribution has dropped off lately. Yeah, can see that one. Silver one follows people into toilets, says Tony Froome. It does kind of look that way, to be honest. It does look a little bit suspicious. But anyway, we'll move on from that. Right, so Charlie Patino has joined Swansea on loan. We were looking to sell. There was a price on his head. I know it sounds horrible, but that is the way it is. No one came anywhere near that price. There was some good loan offers. Luton had an offer. Leipzig, I think they had a bid, but that was nowhere near what Arsenal wanted. Swansea, for me, is a good idea. I don't think Swansea are going to be pushing for the playoffs, if I'm honest, but they'll be mid-table. I don't think they'll be relegation battlers. For you, Brenny, Charlie Patino, Swansea, good move.
Yeah, very good move. He'll play week in, week out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
46 league games. I think he'll do well. He'll be fine. I mean, it's going to be very challenging this season from the sides that have come up and gone down into the Championship as well. And yeah, I think he'll be a very good addition. And also, if he impresses there, I wouldn't be surprised if next summer Swansea sign him.
It wouldn't shock me at all. Yeah, that wouldn't shock me at all. Yeah,
because right now he's obviously not in Arteta's plans, and we'll see how he goes. But I'll be following him anyway because I like it.
Yeah, so I do as well. The money that we wanted for Charlie was £12 million. I just had to look it up. There was a price on his head. It was 12 million. No one came anywhere near that. So, and what Arsenal will not do is just settle for a price just to get him out the door. Especially with Charlie, he's young. There's talent there clearly. So yeah, wish him all the best. But I wouldn't say this is definitely going to be a stepping stone into our first team, but it's a stepping stone into his career. So whatever he might do, let's hope he has a good season. Could be a good move. They play good football. They're all right. To be honest, Swansea are not my favourite team in the Championship by far. Wise Decision says, Luke, if we're not happy with the transfer fees offered, then a loan to Swansea is better than playing him for our under 21s. Yeah, to be fair, yeah. And under 21 is way below his level now as well. I've had a cup of tea at Christopher Raya's too, and yes, I used his toilet. I remember talking to him about his goal in the semi-final against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Jeez. Now isn't Christopher Raya related to George Raya? Am I wrong in?
Yeah, they're cousins.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, I had a feeling he was related to George Weah. Right, let's move on before we carry on talking about toilets. Takehiro Tomiyasu bid coming in from Inter. Now, there is a price on Tomiyasu's head. Again, it's someone that Arsenal are not pushing to sell, but if the bid came in that we're willing to accept, we'll accept it. I believe this is going to be very short of the offer that we want. But the bid will come in, and there might be something happening with another player in the vice versa, which we'll talk about very shortly. But Tomiyasu, for you, Brenny, would you sell him?
Tough one. I rate him. I think he's quality, but problem is it's the injuries.
Yeah,
he's injury prone,
yeah.
And that's probably that would be the reason why I would accept the bid because of that.
Yeah.
You know, other than that, I'd say keep him. But yeah, but if he's with us this season, I'm just worried that he'll pick up more injuries.
Yeah, that's
the only thing about him. But
yeah.
So I would accept a bid.
I would as well. I would. It's not that I don't like him. I think he's brilliant. He's such like a Swiss Army knife. He can do so many roles, but he just isn't.
Yeah.
Jeez. The toilet talk in the chat. I'm not even going to go there now. I'm scared to go to the toilet. I'll see you there, Tone. Funny enough, I'm in the toilet now. Like, seriously, he's listening to our stream whilst he's on the toilet. Had a big lunch. Seriously, how is this happening? Only Tony can make this turn into something else. Right. So Tomiyasu, we both sell. Fair enough. Right. Let's move on to talk about Marquinhos. This still hasn't been announced. I'm still waiting for it. Do Nantes have the same sloths as Arsenal? It's very possible. As far as I'm aware, it's done. He's meant to be joining Nantes on loan for the season, with a possibility of an option to buy for 12 million with a buyback clause of 22 million, which is a good idea. Doesn't really hurt us. For you, Brenny, is that a good idea?
Yeah, I think he could have a Balogun season.
Yeah,
you know,
he could.
Few goals, few assists. I think French League. I think you know what, he's not a bad player at all, and I feel he could do well there. I think he will.
Yeah, he could.
You know, give something for Arteta and them to think about next summer, depending on how well he does.
Yeah, Tony Philbrook likes this deal. I think it's a good deal. It's risk free because if he does have an amazing season, and there is the talent that we believe there was, we can buy him back for 22 million, which is cheap for a winger. Oh crikey, I'm worried about looking at Tony's comment now. I've just seen I've met Frank Bruno, and I don't know where he's met him now, and I'm scared to put it up. I met Frank Bruno once. Thankfully, no toilets were involved on that occasion.
That's probably McDonald's.
Yeah. But yeah, I love Frank Bruno. For anyone, obviously, a lot of people know about Arsenal history, and for me, and you probably know who I'm going to be talking about in a minute, is the boxer, Michael Watson. Big, massive Arsenal fan. Yeah. Saw him a lot at Highbury. Really, really lovely family as well he's got. And yeah, I think, to be honest, knowing what happened, I can't remember if I was watching what happened. I can't remember. I could have been young. I could have been too young.
I saw that fight.
Did you? Did you see the fight? I can't remember, but since then I've never been a great fan of boxing because you see what can happen. AJ has made me fall in love with it a little bit because I love the dude. I've met the dude. He's such a nice bloke, but it's Michael Watson for me. It's always just put me off because he's such a lovely bloke. Michael Watson is such a. It's nothing really to do with just being an Arsenal fan. He's just such a nice guy. His family are lovely, but yeah, it's just I don't know how.
Very
yeah, he's I think isn't he in one of the murals as well now, Michael Watson? He's on one of the murals.
I think so. And over 30 years ago, there was a charity benefit or game. I never went to it. It was at Highbury about 30 years ago. It was just a few weeks before the League Cup final, because back then you played the League Cup final in April.
Yeah,
and I think it was in April sometime. So but Arsenal did something for him, which I thought was really good, and they raised a lot of money that day. I'll have to go into my history.
Yeah, please do.
And but it was something that they did, and I can only remember it because it was on an Arsenal season video. They just showed a little bit of it, So
that's cool.
Yeah, big fan.
Yeah, big up to Guna Greg. Girlfriend of mine works with Frank Bruno, helping his charity or foundation or something. Yeah, Frank's very active regarding charities and foundations. So yeah, big up to Frank. I absolutely love the dude. I know he struggles health-wise and stuff, but honestly, absolute magic man. Apparently, Gabriel may miss the game tomorrow. Okay, that's news to me. Even after reading and hearing Arteta's conference. That surprises me. So we'll have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. But to be fair, I'm not that worried because we've got Kivior and we've got Timber. So to be honest, I like that. I like the fact that I'm not too worried if we haven't got Gabriel because Kivior can step in. Kivior's good enough. And even Timber could do that role as well if needed. But yeah. Awesome stuff. Right, let's move on to this one. Now, this is recent. This is within the last hour because I had to draw the slide up earlier. Spurs and West Ham to make a move for Balogun. It could happen. This is the thing. And I'm like, oh, my word. But imagine Balogun going to Tottenham. Jeez. Because Moss is adamant that Balogun won't go. But if he was to go to Tottenham, I would love to. I might just get him on for the stream if that happens. But Brenny, Balogun going to Tottenham.
Oh dear,
it's mad, isn't it?
I honestly don't. Personally, I don't think he would. I mean, unless he wanted to play first team football, I reckon he if anything, he'd probably go West Ham.
Yeah, I think because as far as I know, West Ham, they're trying to sell Antonio as well. So they're both basically selling their first team strikers. But what I would say about the Tottenham one, Balogun has no love for Arsenal, not like Eddie or Saka or anything like that. So it wouldn't bother him. And his attitude, I promise you, he would have no issues going to Tottenham. And Tony Fulbrook, Balogun will go to them. Yeah. Honestly, it could happen. Look, they're going to have the money as well. Their money is going to be ka-ching. They would offer the money. I think 47.5 million is being talked about as the offer to be accepted. So we'll wait and see. I'll take 47.5. And Luke's saying as well, Balogun will have no issues because he has zero love for Arsenal, not like some of our youngsters do. Obviously, some of them would never cross that divide, but Balogun, from what I've heard about his attitude, he would go. He would go with no issues. Right, let's quickly talk about Ansu Fati's solution to be found. It still could happen. It could just be a loan at this rate. There's still rumblings. Barcelona are in a mess because I've heard that Gundogan is still not registered.
That's what I heard as well.
Yeah. And I've heard that if it doesn't hurry up, there is a possibility that Gundogan could join another club. So anything could happen in this window. It has been a crazy window already. But yeah, Ansu Fati for you, Brenny. Would you take him?
Yeah, I'll take him. I think for a player like him, he'd fit in well into how we play. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And he can. I think he's one of those. He could play up front, can't he, as well? And either flank as well. He could even be a deep line as well. So yeah, I would take him. But he's still young. He's he hasn't peaked yet. So when I'd seen him play Barcelona, I'm talking a few seasons ago, he looked the real deal. I'm talking like, 15, 16, 17. He looked the business. And because I thought he was progressing well, even when Lionel Messi was still there.
Yeah.
But I would take him. Definitely.
Luke's a bit concerned about Ansu Fati's injury record. Yeah, I get that. There is a bit of an injury issue with Fati. And Tony Fulbrook said he's on the plane with Fati now. I read our new mates Brentford inquired about Eddie. A cheeky Tony swap with cash would be perfect for us. There is a reason why the price for Raya is low. That's all I'm saying. I said it yesterday. There is a reason for it. Yes, they have spoke about Eddie. It wouldn't surprise me if a bid comes in. That's all I'm saying. We'll wait and see. Look, I'm quite happy to let Eddie and Balogun go as long as we get someone in. I have no issues with them going. I'm done with Eddie, if I'm honest. Balogun, I think he's going to smash it wherever he goes because I think he's got the talent. But for me, doesn't fit the Arsenal system. So what's the point in having someone that doesn't fit the system? It's pointless. Tony saying Eddie for 27. That's about right. Yeah, 27-30, I reckon, for Eddie. That will get it done. Right, let's move on to Nicola Barella. Could be a shock incoming. Now, this links in with the Tomiyasu. Also links in with Balogun. There is a possibility that we could swap Barella for Tomiyasu and Balogun and 20 million. Now, I would do that. I would do that in a heartbeat. I would do that tomorrow. I would do it in 5 minutes because Nicola Barella is an incredible midfielder, like top notch. Like people said, oh, Tonali, yeah, great. Yep. Barella is something else. Now, Brenny, Barella, for you, would you take him? Yeah, you would.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I'll take him.
Chris would say I would do that in 1 second. Yeah, 100%. Bobby should be a transfer journalist, replace all the Herberts. There was a message that I put in the WhatsApp group earlier. This morning I was walking my son to the hospital, and James has come back and said Bobby's over for Fabrizio because of something I said, because I knew about something. Yeah, to be fair, I do know a little bit more than I let on sometimes, but that's just, how much are you hoping to get for Eddie? For me, I'm not going to do the Abava Twix and stuff like that. Now, if I'm honest, Arsenal have a price of 28. I would take 28 for Eddie. How much would you take for him, Brenny?
I'd say 25. Yeah,
well, there you go. Luke, you're saying Balogun, Tomiyasu plus 20 million seems a bit much. Look, let's do this sensibly. Balogun 35, Tomiyasu 25, Barella's worth 80 million, so that you need another 20. That gets it done for me. Nicely tied up. Barella's market value is around 70 million. So you'd kind of need to offer him 80. With 2 players, I think they'll snap that up. Would you do that deal if it was Balogun, Tomiyasu, and 20 million for Barella? Would you do that deal?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, that's what I would do. It wouldn't surprise me if that starts coming up. because Inter. Oh yeah, 100%. Inter are interested in both of those players, so why not try and do a deal? You know, we then get a very good midfielder. We can then move on to like a Kudus, an Ansu Fati, something like that, and still possibly get a striker in as well. So it's still possible. Tony's saying, is it me, but does Romano just copy others and adds a bit? I'm not going to say a thing about Mr. Romano. I don't like him personally, but I'm definitely not going to slag him off on a stream. I have my opinions of him. I think he cost us a transfer back in January, from what I know. But yeah, it is what it is. Eddie is more proven than Højlund. Yes. Yes. I don't believe in the Højlund price. I think that is ridiculous. But that's, thankfully, I'm not a United fan. So I don't. But yeah, I'll say it does. Tony, you can say whatever you want, my friend. I just can't. So pick up to Tony. Right, let's move on to the next story. Mohamed Kudus could be waiting for Arsenal. Now, the reason I said could be waiting for Arsenal, because obviously, as we're talking about Romano, he did put out a tweet, deal done between Brighton and Ajax. And I said on Tuesday's stream, that means absolutely nothing. Unless it says player has agreed, it means nothing. Because I can agree a deal with Rangers Football Club to sign, I don't know, some player at Rangers, right? I can't even think of the top of my head. It means absolutely nothing. You have to agree a deal with the player. If there's no agreement with the player, he's not coming to you. It's as simple as that. You can't just force him out. This is not a Harry Redknapp Yakubu deal where he was literally talked about going to City. Oh, City, great deal. Go on, could you go. Oh, no, was it Ben? No, it was Benjani, wasn't it? Benjani. Go. You must go. Yeah. He wanted the money, basically, Harry did. It's not like that nowadays. Players have more power. So, look, I don't think he'll... I think it will be a last resort if Kudus was to go to Ajax, was to go to Brighton, because Kudus wants to play in the Champions League. Ajax are in the Champions League now. Brighton aren't. Arsenal are. The other club that want him is Chelsea. Obviously, they're going to be spending more money on someone else, we talked about earlier. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Kudus does come. And I would be delighted if Kudus comes. Everyone knows I'm an Ajax fan, so I absolutely love him. Brenny, how much do you love Kudus?
Well, I would say I love him, but I would like to see him at the Arsenal. Definitely, you know. Yeah. I mean, how many times have we said this with players, and we just want to see quality at the Arsenal. You know what I mean? We want to see top quality, just like how it was before. You know.
Yeah.
And we've all said it, where prior to our league position finishing second last season, Champions League football attracting players again, and we have done this summer. So yeah, I'd like to see him. I think, and even if he's a squad player, I mean, this is where squad rotation comes in with someone like him, you know, and that's what we want to see. We want to see competition, like we said. So I'd be over the moon if we did sign him. And players from Ajax. I mean, well, they rarely flop, do they? So, you know what I mean? I just think it's an incredible academy there anyway.
Yeah. It is one of the most well-run clubs in Europe for me. That's why I've always loved Ajax.
Has been for decades, yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely, it's like a conveyor belt of talent. And it's not just for their team, it's also how they finance their team as well, which is brilliant. And that's what I wish Hale End was as well. And I know it sounds horrible, but it is a way of financing a team without having or the need of a rich owner. You can just finance your own. And that's how I want us to run. I don't want us to go down a certain route. So, yeah, absolutely love it. Luke saying, Romano was saying Raya was signing a 5-year contract the other day. He knew nothing about it being a loan. It's amazing how much journos don't know, especially Arsenal ones. And Luke, you know exactly what I'm on about. That person knows about as much as probably Willie does. And you all know who Willie is nowadays. Willie probably knows more. There's talk Ajax might up the price now. It won't be much if they were to. Look, I'd still pay 40 million. I think the talk was about 35, 36. Even if it's 40 to 45, I'd still pay it because he's multi-talented, like multiple positions he can play. So I'm fine with it. Big up to DWTT. Hello. Bargav doing the Moss chat. Bring in Jonathan David. Right. What I will say about Jonathan David, have you noticed that he has not been talked about in any rumour whatsoever this summer? There's a reason. There's a reason. Yeah. Let's just wait for this reason to come out, and then you'll see. That's why no one's being linked. Vlahovic is being linked. Osherman's being linked. Kane's being linked. Hoyland's being linked. Balogun. Everyone. Jonathan David, who is well known that there is a price on his head, he will leave, has not been talked about once. There you go. That's all I'm saying. Chelsea FFP must be hitting the roof. I would say the reason Chelsea are doing this is because they know something's coming. So they're trying. I don't know if you remember a few years ago, they brought a lot of players in, and then all of a sudden they were hit with a quite a big ban. They knew that ban was coming, so they're trying to do everything they can before that ban comes.
I don't know Bobby, what year you're talking about? Because it seems that it's happened a lot, isn't it? What year are you talking about?
Yeah, I think it was Lampard time at there. Can't remember what year it is now. Whenever Lampard was there, and then he had to deal with all the youngsters because they had a ban. But yeah, so Chelsea knew that ban was coming, and I think they know it's coming now. They think, well, I wouldn't say they know it, but I think they're fearful of it because of obviously something that's happened previously with previous ownership. I ain't going to mention his name. But yeah, I think that's why they're doing all this now, and then they'll get I think they'll get a ban, if I'm honest. If I was Kudus, I'd insist on a release clause if I was going to sign for Brighton, 100%. But yeah, he'd probably holding out for us or Chelsea if he can. I would have thought so. Kudus would be a great signing, 100%. There's still something impressive and exciting about signing a player from Ajax. 100%. 100%. You know, so far, I'm going to be honest. I think Timber has been and looks the best signing we've made so far. Out of Rice, Havertz, and Timber. Timber looks incredible.
I agree.
Incredible. Million strikers on the market. We need pace, good fit. Not for Arsenal. I know this because I know that Arsenal aren't looking at him. Other people are, and there might have already be a deal with someone else. That's all I'm saying. City have asked Chelsea to take some of their. Oh, I love it. The City situation will happen in about 2 years' time. So honestly, just sit back and put your kettle on and wait for that one to happen. Ajax have had some great players over the years. Every time. Their new shirt is based on when Yari Litterman was there. So that's why I've got their new shirt, because it brings back the happy memories of Yari Litterman. Yeah, so I actually love Ajax. They always make me smile all the time. One of their players always makes me smile.
Well, that 94 side they had in the Champions League was something else.
Yeah, Patrick Kluivert. I even follow as his son. Hasn't his son come to England now? Where's Kluivert gone? I can't remember. Has he gone to Bournemouth or something like that?
I think so.
Yeah,
probably, yeah.
But yeah, Patrick Kluivert just I got excited every time I saw him. Right, anyway, let's move on to Tony's probably back at work now, so he's probably not hearing this. I still don't rule out a move for Lavia. I still don't, if I'm honest. I would say it's 99% won't happen, but there's still that 1% chance. You never know. So yeah, it's mad. Big up the panel and the chat. Few minutes left. Yes, there's 15 minutes until we kick off. I'm trying to get it all done for the kickoff because I am looking forward to Burnley beating Man City at Turf Moor. Right, let's quickly talk about Kosciuszko Dubry. Arsenal in contract talks with Kosciuszko Dubry. The reason is there's starting to be some clubs hovering around trying to tap him up now. So we are trying to get him down to a long-term contract. Now, everyone knows my opinion on him, so I'm not even going to bother. Brenny, how important is he to sign the new contract?
Very important. This for me, he's the youngster. He's the one right now. It's a must, to get him on a long-term contract. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he features in the first team this season from time to time. Albeit from the bench, I mean, from watching him last season, he's special. So I would do it ASAP. Arsenal should get it sorted out right now.
Yeah, so would I. I would cry if he left. And I know we've not even seen him in the first team. If he left. I would be really annoyed that we let someone like him go. And I know James has got James from the Armoury isn't. He's got other players that he loves. This one for me. Yes, I love Zakor, and I've all told you to keep an eye on him now. It's at Southampton. But Kosciuszko Dubry, he excites me. He's my Martinelli version on the right. He's just dirty. You just don't know what he's going to do, and I love it. He just excites me.
He's fearless.
He reminds me of Limpar. Reminds me of Overmars. Not so much Helder, but Overmars and Limpar because you just
Helder.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what I mean. It's just always. For me, it's always been exciting wingers have always impressed me, and Overmars and Limpar are my two favourite ones. Helder disappointed me big time. Me
too.
But Kosciuszko Dubry, I think he's got the talent and the ability to impress a lot of people. I honestly think, I think I said it on Tuesday with Canners, that if Saka was to go for 250, 300 million, because the market value could go there that one day, you never know. I think we wouldn't have a problem because we'd have Kosciuszko literally stepping in. It's literally, I think he's that good. I think he could literally step in for Saka. There's a problem with Lavia, Bobby now. Liverpool bid for Caicedo. They were asked for more. I don't believe they'll ask any more than 50 million for Lavia. I don't think that price will change. The Caicedo, honestly, last night it was an auction. There was literally an auction on a player. I don't know how the player must have felt in that whole position, but it was literally an auction on a player. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like it. It was mental. Justin went to Bournemouth. Thank you, Guna Greg. Appreciate that. Isn't he part of the squad? He is part of the squad, but he is likely more to play for Mehmet, who's the under-21 coach. So he's more likely to play for the under-21s. I want to see him on the bench. I want to see him coming off the bench. I think he's good enough to make. To be honest, I know a lot of people are not going to like this. I think he's better than Nelson. That's my opinion. I think he's better than Nelson.
I agree.
So for an impact sub, I think he's absolutely brilliant because the thing with Kosciuszko, you literally don't know what he's going to do next, and he's so small that you just. People are going to push him over and he's going to get fouls and free kicks constantly, which is great. But he's also got the pace to absolutely do you. See you later. Where did he go? He won't stay long. Whoever he signed for, he said he wants to play for Real Madrid one day. Who's that? He won't stay long. Whoever he signed for. Is that Lavia? Or is that Caicedo? Oh, okay. Yeah, well, to be honest, look, if people want to play for Real Madrid, he's on about Caicedo. Fair enough. Look, if the money was 60 or 70 million for Caicedo, I would have wanted him. Nowhere near 110. See you later. Not happening. Me too, Bobby says, Luke, we need to give these kids a chance if we want them to sign a new contract. 100%. I need to see Lino Sousa being played. I need to see Lewis Kelly being played. I need to see Nwaneri being played. There is 4 extremely talented players at our club, and I need to see them being played. And they need to see there's a route for them being played as well. And it's not just about us. They need to see it. Okay. Big up to Nuzo. This market is insane. This do or die for managers. We will lose a lot of managers. Who is first to be sacked? We'll get onto that in a minute. We'll get onto that. I'm going to start that and we'll come out of that. I just want to quickly wrap the news up and we'll come back to that. Quickly to talk about, there's a Jack Wilshere documentary. Should be watched. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Love Jack. He's one of my favourites of the Howlanders. Brenny, have you watched it?
No, I haven't. I mean, what's that on? Is it on Prime or?
It's Arsenal.com. You might be able to see it on the YouTube as well. You might be able to see it on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's worth a you get to see a different side of Jack.
I'll definitely give it a look.
It's only 2 parts. It's just worth a gander. Right, let's move on to the final story. Kudus down under update. I do this on every news whilst the World Cup is happening. So quickly, Palova is out. Netherlands lost 2-1 to Spain at 2:00 this morning. Our Swedish ladies, so Blackstenius, Ilstedt, and Hurtig, they are through. They knocked out Japan sometime, I think it's about 10:30 this morning or 8:30 this morning. Yeah. And again, and I expect to see her in the World Cup squad at the end of this tournament. Ilstedt has scored again. She's a centre back. I'm pretty sure she's probably on for the golden boot. She is honestly, and her performances. My word, have we got a player? We've got one heck of a player coming in.
We have.
Oh, honestly, I can't wait. When can we start expecting Saka or Martinelli competing for Ballon d'Ors? Next 2 years, for me. I don't know about you, Brenny, but I can see it in the next 2 years. What about you?
Yes, only if we're still going back to the, when we had that consistent run in the Champions League.
Yeah,
and if we qualify for the Champions League at the end of this season and next, then yeah, definitely, because Ballon d'Or winners only seem to be those that have not only been competing at the top of their leagues, but also in the Champions League.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If we're still competing, I agree.
Yeah. But because there's, honestly, the amount of talent that both of those players got, and I know that me and Canners were talking about Saka and Martinelli, the untouchables. Martinelli possibly does have a price tag on his head because, I don't think Arsenal were expecting him to be as good as he is now after paying £6 million for him. I honestly don't think Arsenal expected that. And if we were to make over 190 million profit on him, I'm pretty sure Arsenal would sell him because you can get a replacement for 100 for him quite easily. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Saka, I do think is untouchable. Unless he asks to leave, then maybe, we don't know. Right, let's get into this question because I know a lot of people are asking it now. So who is first to be sacked? I'm going to get into the answers first. Ange, Gunnar Greg has put, obviously, Tottenham boss. Can Sir Klopp afford another season outside Champions League? No, he can't. So he possibly... Well, I don't think he'd walk. I don't think he'd get sacked, to be honest. So, yeah. I watched it earlier. He's even competing with his kids. Yeah, Jack is one heck of a character. I can't break bread with the enemy just yet. We'll watch Grealish doc after he leaves City. Got to go. See you later, Gunnar Greg. Take care. When was the last time a Premier League player won it? Oh, crikey.
What, the Ballon d'Or?
Yeah.
Oh.
Jeez.
Was it Ronaldo? Might have been Cristiano. Still playing for United, possibly.
Yeah, would be.
Henry won it 20 years ago, but I don't know how Pavel Nedved beat him one time.
Yeah. Political reasons, it's difficult for any English player or just a Premier League-based player to win Ballon d'Or. I'm not totally on that belief. There is a reason why Messi and Ronaldo have won it for many years. It's not political. They've just been outstanding for many years. I do think a Premier League player can win it, but they have to be outstanding. And obviously, they've been up against Messi and Ronaldo, and now we've got Mbappe and we've got Benzema and stuff like that. You know, once they're all buggered off, then it's pretty much anybody's. And it wouldn't surprise me if Jude wins it at some point. I'll be honest. I can see Bellingham winning it at some point. Tony's going with Pochettino to be first to be sacked. Possible. Maybe a new deal and loan to get him senior football is better than bench fodder. Is that? Oh, that's probably cozier. Okay, yeah, I still want to see him in an Arsenal shirt. If I'm honest, I want to be greedy with him. I want to keep.
Yeah,
him.
I don't want to see him alone.
No, I know. I don't want to say I know. I don't want to sound arrogant, but I believe he's good enough to play for us now. I think he's better than Nelson.
Yeah,
and if we want to keep Nelson and his impact, I'm doing the same. Cozier. Luke saying Ronaldo in 2009. Thank you, Luke.
Yeah,
an only player. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, Brenny's awesome when it comes to history. Thank you, Luke, for letting us know. English passport must be nice. Martin deserves some backing. Right. So for you, Brenny, who do you think the first manager will be to get the sack?
Well, I know he just had his birthday, but I would go with Roy Hodgson.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Because if Palace have an awful start, or come August, September, if they're in the bottom three, I think they'll act. Yeah,
good shout. I'm trying to think who I think might get it. Oh, that's tricky. That is, but I'm going to go with Ange as well. I think Ange could possibly get it, only because, and it's no disrespect to him because I think he's a brilliant coach. But I do think they've hung him out to dry a little bit. With Lopetegui gone, Luton manager maybe. No, Luton aren't like that kind of club. I'll be honest. They're very respectful. They know they haven't spent much. To be honest, Company could be one because a lot of faith has been put into Company. And if they were to have a horrendous start, like lose 8 games, 9 games, Alan, who's the chairman of Burnley, he could quite easily sack Company. That's my opinion. Bargav doesn't think Ange will get the sack this year. He could do, because you don't know. Because Tottenham, if they have a bad start, and I'm pretty sure they've got quite a hard start of the season as well, he could. Look, no one's untouchable in this league. No one, even Arteta. So if someone has a bad start, you never know who could get sacked. Brenny, thank you ever so much for joining me. I know it's really hard for you to get on because of work commitments and stuff, but I've really enjoyed having you on as always. You're my pod brother, always. Where can people find you?
Thank you. Yeah, you can find me on X. Yes, I said it. You can find me on X, but to me, it's still Twitter. You can find me on there. And also, I'm putting out a few videos again on Instagram, so you can find me on there. And of course, you can find me here on the wonderful Armoury TV.
Wonderful. I promise Brenny's not getting arrested. I promise.
Yeah. That's standard.
Yeah. I did put a poll in the question. I did put a question in the chat box. The question was, where will Arsenal finish? I've had 35 votes, so thank you everyone that's voted. Where will Arsenal finish? So champions, 71% have said champions. Second, 8%. And then all of a sudden, third to fifth, so Champions League place, 20%. So top 5, guaranteed, everyone's saying. But champions, 71%. Brenny, do you think that's doable?
Yes, it is. You could. There's only for me. It's all about going up. Finished second last season. We've done well in the market. We've still haven't finished yet. And I think we're going to be all right. Can we win a league? Yeah, of course we can win a league. Yeah, exactly. In all honesty, I'm not really worried about what anyone else is doing right now. It's about what we do.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's all it is about. Absolutely brilliant.
And also, just to add, Bobby, I find that if we're mentally stronger than we were last season, we'll get over the line.
Yeah, 100%. The rest says Tony were City and Chelsea fans. It's possible. You never know. We're good friends with the United and Tottenham fans because we do have channels linked with them. So it wouldn't surprise me if some of them have dropped over and just had a vote for a laugh. You never know. Luke's saying that police car was Tony getting arrested for loitering around toilets. I'm not saying a thing, but Tony does live in the South Coast, so yeah, nowhere near Brenny. But guys, it's been a great show. I will be back with Moss tomorrow for the watch along. I will also be back after the game with Aussie Gooner for the reaction as well. So I've got a busy day tomorrow. Guys, take care. Have a great weekend. Come on, you Gunners. Take care.
All the best.
See you later.
Come on, you Arsenal.